prep list and produce prep that's the recommendation because version that needs to be isolated from everything else.
Hey guys, Mr. Knife Fanatic here. Today I have the Tanaka Kurouchi series 210mm Gyuto. The Tanaka Kurouchi series is another exclusive to Chef Knives to Go, much like the Tojiro ITK line, and it features the Kurouchi finish, or roughly translates the blacksmith's finish, which is this type of clay or lacquer and clay that they put on before heat treat. And gives you very nice protection, as this is a carbon steel blade, so it helps with reactivity a whole lot and gives you a really nice contrast and looks really nice, you know. So a little bit about the knife. This is a blue number 2 or Aogami number 2 steel core. It is hardened a little bit more than normal. Normally we're looking at about 61 Rockwell. This is about 63, which definitely you feel it on the stones a little bit more. It skates around on your stones a little more. It still sharpens very fast. You know, it's a carbon steel, but takes a little bit steeper of an edge compared to some other blue number 2s. So little tidbit there, nice to know. I like it a lot. Very, very good steel. Aogami steel, as composed to Shirogami steel or white steel, the difference between blue and white is that blue has a little bit more alloys to it, and it tends to be a little bit tougher. So this would be good for a workhorse type knife. A difference between this and the Tojiro ITK line is that this is definitely ground a little bit thinner behind the edge, and it's a little bit lighter, in addition to the blade core being different. So the handle is basic hoe wood handle. This one's D-shaped. I believe the website says they may be oval. This would be very easy to knock down with some sandpaper if you're a left-hand user, because the knife does have a 50-50 grind. So, you know, this would be a great option for a lefty that wants to go ahead and get it rehandled, or, you know, just looking for a new knife right now. So the balance point is a little bit up front here. This is a very light knife, I'll weigh it. I'm glad the balance point is up front, because on a lighter blade, it gives you a little bit more performance when you're chopping through things. So let's turn our scale on, the trusty scale. Let's see. Camera can see that. It is, oh, I don't believe 123. I thought it weighed more than that last time. 123 grams. That's a featherweight. Yeah, 124. So extremely light. Like I said, a little bit lighter than the ITK line from Tojiro. So, you know, you can use this for hours with very low fatigue. There we go. Turn that off. It has very good height to it, as you can see. I measured this already. It's about 47 to 48 millimeters at the heel, which is typical for, you know, 240 Gyutos. So the fact that it's on a 210 is really good for your knuckle clearance on the board. And I've measured it on the edge. I hate holding this ruler up to it, so it's 210 on the edge. Trust me. And spine thickness, you don't see the typical fatness coming out of the spine here. You're doing a lot of these Kurouchi knives that are hand hammered. So Mr. Tanaka took the time to ground it all the way thin, or grind it all the way thin, and it's 2.28 millimeters thick, and basically maintains that thickness through the entire blade. It only distal tapers here, basically with the grind of the knife, but that gives you a much stronger type tip, and it does come down to, you know, near zero grind. He did really grind this exceptionally good. It is so thin behind the edge and convexed very well. So let's see what else we haven't talked about. I believe we've talked about everything we need to. So let's get down to cutting performance. I haven't cut anything in a couple of days, so bear with me if I'm a little bit rusty. All right, we'll start off with some onion. I'll do a julienne first. This is a 2000 grit edge, by the way. Wow. Drops through very nice. Wow. That drops through very nice. So the grind felt very thin behind the edge. I only used this knife once already, and it did perform very well last time I used it. Not very much reactivity on it, actually, for a blue number 2. Normally you see a little bit more patina after some onions, but we'll see how it looks at the end of the video. I'll try not to wipe it off too much. So. nice, very light. Sometimes a light knife might suffer from penetration issues when you're chopping because, you know, it just really doesn't have enough weight to get through. So if you put the balance point up front like this, it has plenty of weight up front to get through your ingredient. So, you know, I'm a big fan of chopping. This has a very good sweet spot down here. Fairly flat profile, great for a push cutter. You have very nice sweep up here also. Very good for rockers too. If you're a rock star, if you like to rock. Actually, we'll do some rock cuts on this next onion for you. And you can see, despite not having very much distal taper, the perfect grind on here makes up for it. It does fly through things with the tip, even on a taller ingredient. There we go. Yeah, I feel a little bit rusty today. You know, I'm really a home cook. I used to be a prep cook. I always let you know that I'm not a chef. I have been a prep cook at some places, but so I only cook for myself really at home. I don't get a whole lot of practice. I try to do these videos as much as I can for you guys, so. As you can see, really no penetration issues whatsoever. The grind of the knife is excellent. It's flying through everything. I have a very stiff celery stalk here. This is a real tough one, so let's see. Still gets through, very nice. The grind stays, let's see if we can get some shots of the grind here on the camera. It's a little hard to see this against the board, but it comes down to a very thin grind. I may start getting some calipers and measuring this for you, or measuring it behind the edge, and start giving you a better idea of just how thin these are. No promises on that, we'll see though. Whoops. Tried to have a cup of coffee before I shot the video there. Don't want your hands to shake too much while you're chopping, right? Let's try to chop with the tip here. We have a little bit of a sweet spot. Just a little, well, not really, I'd call it a total sweet spot. A little bit of curve to it, but it should do the job. Let's see. Actually chops very nice with the tip. Wow. Maybe that's a good benefit there of keeping that distal taper so late onto the profile. I'll tell you how much, you know, some people prefer a stiffer knife. Some people want a little bit of flex. It's all a personal preference. So here we go. Do some slow rocks for you to show you the profile. It's sticking into the board. Okay, and show you in a pinch grip. I rarely use pinch grip. It does give you a little bit more control. On a 210, you don't need a whole lot more control. Feels very nice. Wow. You can see through all those. That is. I am liking the Tanakas. I would like to get one of the Damascus Tanaka knives to review, the SG2 steel, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. These are the biggest carrots I had at home. I'm sorry I didn't have anything a little bit bigger, but we'll try to make do. So. Actually, I wasn't supposed to. I was supposed to broom this one because I didn't peel it. There you go. Well, we'll get to see how it does a little detail work. Very thin behind the edge, so should do fine. My cuts are a little off here, so drops through that carrot very easy. As we all know from previous videos, grind is really what makes the knife more than the edge. You can sharpen the edge as much as you'd like, but without a good grind, it's just not gonna perform for the task that it's designed to perform for. I was not supposed to chop these, but confetti carrots, there you go, huh? So the knife does have a good bit of convex to it. Like I said, it is a 50-50 grind, so should have no sticking problems. We'll do a potato for you here. Drop through, no problem. Let's go ahead and peel it for you. Yeah, let's see. I guess we'll do some slices on these. Basically, I'm gonna roast these in the oven later on with some chicken and just eat it all up. I'm not a very picky eater, so. You can see not much sticks to it at all. Very good convex to this knife. Oops. Yes, I'm wasting a little bit here. I understand, guys. Let's see. I'll go ahead and you can see not much sticks to this knife. Wow, very good non-stick properties. So, I don't know how we're going to chop this up. Just getting them off my board. There we go. Potatoes are boring, too easy to cut, but good stiction test, really. So let's see how it chops through a carrot. This will be one of the last tests we do. Oh, we had some potato there. So, no penetration issues. It flies through a carrot very easy. Carrot is one of the toughest ingredients to push through. So, very good on that. We're going to go ahead and get my paper towel out and see where our edge retention is. Before the video, this was slicing neatly through a paper towel, so might be the knife is a bit wet there. You saw it wet the paper towel. Let's try it first and try this again. Here we go. Ripping it a little bit. Yes, very, very, I may have switched brands of paper towel actually since the last video, so we'll just put a crease in it for the time being. And there you go. Still slices very cleanly after the chopping, so. A blue number 2 is going to be a little bit tougher than the white number 1 in the Tojiro ITK line, so this is going to have a little bit better edge retention and should take a little bit steeper of an edge. It's not going to take quite as fine of an edge as white number 2, but I think once you use a good carbon steel, you know, that little bit of edge refinement is not going to mean nearly as much if you're prepping all day with this knife. So anyhow, I hope you liked the video, guys. Stay tuned for another one. The Tanaka Kurouchi series is great line, great value, these excellent grinds, and if you're looking for a very good project knife to rehandle, hey, give it a look, man. So take care, guys. Thanks a lot.